I've been watching him in training sessions.
Training sessions? Where were you?
No,
I think he means he saw clips of training, not quite watching the training.
Brother's just hunting him down, man. That's crazy.
No,
Coming like
the training sessions that they had and stuff like that.
You were there?
I watched that. No, I watched that stuff. It's on. They like broadcast it on like Twitter and stuff. I've been watching that stuff because why not? I was bored, bro. No football was on.
Yo, what is everyone saying? Welcome to episode 20 of the Total 90 Pod. It's another little landmark, so shout out you lot for always backing it, liking, subscribing, sharing, blah, blah, blah. Couldn't do it without you lot. And because of that, just for you lot, today, we're going for the more chaos route. That's what this pod is founded on. It's ball knowledge and chaos. It's fraud watch time. So, what we're going to be doing is literally picking an entire 11 of players that we think are either massively overrated or we have our binoculars out ready to scout this season and see, like, hold on a second, this guy, he might not be all that we think he is. And joining me to discuss the most overrated players in the Premier League is someone who, this might be his last pod, because at any moment the bailiffs could come knocking down on his door, because last week he invested all his money in Scott Parker at Bournemouth.
I would just like to say quickly, yes, I invested stocks in his footballing managerial ability, not politics, talking about how the owners don't back him and then they start crying and get him out the door. So it's funny, yeah, I'll take it on the chin, but I'll be moving on very quickly.
Yeah, no problem. And next up, after a very solid debut he had a few weeks ago, he's been a hard work at training and that to get fully fit again. He's back to join us once more. It's my guy, TTA. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Here to cause some chaos, I can't lie to you.
What, you're not here to just... I feel like a nice, polite guy, you know, we get a bit of balance and whatnot. But Fairs, lastly, is the man that they love to hate. He had a bit of, we'll say a few cop-outs last week, I can't lie. So I'm hoping this week he puts his money where his mouth is for this one and puts some serious agendas on the table. Mav, how are you doing, sir?
I mean, like you announced, we had someone whose stocks disappeared in under 7 days.
Just like that, eh? The bus was just going down and Mavs just chucked the under straight away.
Yeah, I was under the bus. I dragged you by the collar with me. I'm good. I'm looking forward to this. I think we're going to agree on a few, and I think we're going to disagree on a couple, so it's going to be great.
Yeah, listen, I've seen my list. There's more than a couple. But yeah, the format is very easy. Like I said, we've all got 11 players this time. So we've got a goalkeeper, right back, centre back, so on and so forth. We're going to each just say one each from all those positions until the end. We'll see which ones we agreed on and disagreed on. Now, before I start on the goalkeepers, very quickly, I feel like I just realised I've never actually said this on the pod whilst we're recording. But for you men that are watching at home now, if you don't already, every Thursday when the video goes live, there's a whole premiere live stream thing or whatever on YouTube, so everyone can interact and comment. So when guys are having horrible takes, they can laugh and get cooked or whatever. So jump in that one if you want to. It's more interactive, innit, if you want to do it like that. But either way, boom. Goalkeeper. Who would like to begin? Who is an overrated goalkeeper or someone that we have our binoculars out for?
I don't mind starting, to be honest.
I mean, let's see what you bring out this week.
I mean,
it's
after
gonna be
Scott Parker,
wow.
I feel like after Scott Parker, it's like a bit of a forfeit for me going first. So
Sure.
It's a bit similar to the goalkeeper that I picked for the most overrated goalkeeper of all time video, which I did on the channel. It's Edison in goals. And for me, is he a good goalkeeper? Yes, it's one of those. But like the fact that I've seen him compared even to Alisson, his own countryman, compared to other keepers, which I think are far clearer than him, I personally think is overrated. And I think some of his other attributes, which help City, like, you know, playing with his feet, outweigh, you know, his true goalkeeping ability.
I mean, I in some regards, I can hear it in terms of Man City have been leaking goals this season, but that's a brave one picking a goalkeeper.
Then again, I don't think this. I don't think this season they've been his fault. I'm not just talking based on this season.
No, yeah,
I'm
of course.
as well.
Yeah, I hear that.
Don't get me wrong. Yes, okay, I think he's good, but like I don't think he's as good as people make him out to be, and I think he hasn't really been tested that much. So I think you'd get
okay, I hear that.
Somewhere else.
I just wonder if this season is going to expose that or not, though, innit? But we'll see. Mav, your keeper.
My goalkeeper, and I feel like this is another form of public apology on this one. I think I've finally come round on this one. I'd like to say an honourable mention for Brighton's goalkeeper Sanchez, though, because I've seen guys putting him in like the best 11 outside of like top 6 players, and I think he's a horrible goalkeeper. But
really,
and the reason and what I'm going to say is I think he's very much like. No, I think he's very much like the goalkeeper I have picked, which is David De Gea. I think at times they can look absolutely fantastic. No, but they can look absolutely fantastic. But I think both of them create their own problems a lot of the time. I will admit, I saw the camera saves and they made me feel better about him. But I've seen the light. But I've done a full 360 on him, having watched him a lot closer under a system that he should be thriving in. If he's any sort of decent goalkeeper like people think he is, and he just can't. And I thought it was the defense, but I mean, even in a good defense, he looks horror now. So I just think fraud, absolute fraud.
I definitely hear that. Obviously, like for myself, I didn't pick him because he's been on that list for me for a good couple years now. Do you know what I mean?
So thing. I feel like it was even a few years ago where he was like rated the best in the league. And this,
but I guess in the public, it's a reasonable one to pick, though. I do.
Yeah. Well, for me personally,
we appreciate the growth and we applaud that people take ownership of their takes, whether they're good or bad. We're not gonna laugh at you and disgrace you. It's only when guys stick to their bad opinions that's when it's like, whoa, what's going on? T, do you agree with anyone here? Any of your keepers? Are they yours or not? You got your own?
I picked De Gea as well. If anybody has ever heard me talk about football, the amount of times I've cussed out David De Gea for being one of the worst keepers I think I've ever seen is hilarious. This guy shouldn't even be at United anymore. I don't understand why United even still keep him. Dean Henderson is doing up a madness at Nottingham Forest, while my man is doing up a disaster class every single day. I don't understand why he's there still, man. So
I mean, we mustn't forget De Gea is still better than Ramsdale. But anyway, we'll move on.
Anyway, moving swiftly on.
FYI, Dean Henderson played the match against Spurs the other day. I just want to throw that out there. But
exactly.
No, do you know what? I was really hoping to put De Gea. I can't lie, it would make sense, and I probably should do. However, I've just gone a different keeper altogether. Once again, this man, and again, rightly so, was getting nominations for best keeper in the world during all those like Ballon d'Or stuff, or whatever. My goodness, this last year, I'll rather put. You see Edouard Mendy, and he has that long towel, fam. I'll rather put that towel and hang it off the crossbar and have that as my goalkeeper than Edouard Mendy, bro.
I really
He's not it, man. How can you make the same mistake over and over and like it's not like I don't know you're like getting beat on near post or like an easy shot or something. Yeah, okay, you make mistakes. He keeps on doing that thing where he thinks he's like Cruyff or something, doing all these little tricks in the 6 yard.
I'm gonna be honest. This is why I didn't pick him though, because I thought about it and I thought, well, I think those are mistakes that he can get out of his game. Where other goalkeepers,
yeah, but he's not.
No, but
you know what, Jamie,
you
sound like me
in terms of with his hands.
You sound like me when I was defending
in that regard.
Kepa.
Listen,
you sound like me when I was defending Kepa.
He's very lucky.
I don't know what's going on.
My binoculars are out, man.
I would rather Pickford in my goal, and I hate Pickford.
Bro,
everyone knows I hate Pickford. I would rather Pickford in my goal than Mendy right now.
I hear that. I wouldn't go Pickford personally, but my binoculars are out because, like I said, this guy was meant to be winning best keeper in the world. Now, saying that, I think he got like 14 clean sheets last season. Yeah, I would say he's gonna get max 10 this year, but the issue is, Chelsea's defense is very good, and we know Thomas Tuchel is going to go and play 7 back.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's quite hard for them to.
That season he got best keeper in the world. He was, in my opinion, like that.
No,
season,
that's
what I'm saying.
We agree. I agree. That's a madness.
It was justified.
Madness.
It was justified, but now it isn't.
Okay.
On to right back. Does anyone feel particularly strong about any right backs here?
Yes, I do. I do. Yeah, my fraud watch is Emerson Royale. I genuinely struggle to understand how this guy is still a professional footballer. He's obviously bought Jed Spence. I don't know what Jed Spence is doing in training, but it must be horrific for Emerson Royale to still be starting as right back in that team. Every time I've watched Tottenham, he's the worst player on their team. Every single time. He's horrific.
Well, I'm going to chime in now because I also have him, and Mav's pretty much made every point possible I think you can with Emerson Royale. I think the main ones to take away, though, is that I don't think is the best, right back, right wing back that Spurs have. Yeah, for me, he's on fraud watch. And when it came to right backs, I couldn't possibly see many others that I think take the cake over him in the Premier League. Yeah.
No, it makes sense. T, are you on a similar wavelength or you got your own player?
Nah, I got my own player. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like people just they don't know about him. I don't think he's gonna do that well, but I feel like Mbabu is a massive fraud, man. I can't lie. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now.
It's Fulham tax still. Like I can't put. I considered it because he got cooked up the other day as well. I just can't. I can't. He got cooked.
He was bad at Newcastle as well. To be fair, he was bad at Newcastle. Yeah, I hear that.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. So I'm gonna say him, man. That FIFA tax is strong on him. People think that he's good because of FIFA. So I'm telling you now, guys is gonna go until you get cooked. So
yes, that's not a bad one at all. My one, this is a very audacious one because I didn't really want to put him. I can't lie. I like him.
Oh, here we go. Oh, go on, mate. Put your chest out when you do it.
No, listen. Whoa, okay. Let me use my chest now.
Here, surely.
No. It's not for TikTok. It's not for TikTok. It's not. Emerson Royale is an easy choice. I think he's rubbish, right? I don't ever think he's good. I don't think he's like rated
some of those,
apart from by Conte. No, definitely. Yeah. But for me, my name.
Here we go.
Is someone that I hope he goes to the World Cup for Ghana. His name is Tariq Lamptey. What has happened to my man? He left Chelsea. Yeah. And he was a hot prospect. They were saying maybe he can get in the England squad. Reece James can play centre back. He might, do a little something there. He wanted to get his minutes. He cannot even start over Veltman and Solly March. Do you know Veltman and Solly March, bro? Lamptey's now an impact sub. What's happened to my man?
It's genuinely injuries.
He came back from injury.
It's genuinely injuries. Like he
that was 2 years ago, man.
No, but he's constantly on and off.
But he played 30 games last season in the Prem. He played 30 games. The year before, okay, yeah, fine, like injuries. Like, and again, I like him. That's the thing, I like him. But I'm sorry, my binoculars are there. If you're not going to start,
it's a hard one though because I feel like I've not really been disappointed in watching him.
I'm not saying he's rubbish, by the way.
No,
my binoculars are there now.
Where's he gone? Like, he's not the same level.
I hope that you're going to pattern up. I hope you're going to pattern up and continue. But I feel like he's just stagnated. His injury was like a couple years ago, man. He played full 90 or whatever against Forest Green, so he's fit. Then he came to a Prem again, and he's not playing.
Yeah, it's a hard one. Yeah.
That's my right back. It's a very niche stock, that one. But onto our centre backs. I guess you can just give. I don't really have it ordered as like my left and right centre back. I just have two centre backs. So if somebody wants to give their first centre back, go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie, Joe Gomez has to be one of the most overrated centre backs I think I've ever seen.
I've got him as well. I've got him as well. Once again.
Thank you. This guy, right? The English tax is real. I guarantee you any money, if this guy was, I don't know, man, Swedish or something, people would just be like, oh, no, this guy's terrible, get him out.
The only reason I was contemplating not putting him in is because he has had a lot of injuries and knee injuries as well. But unfortunately now for Joe Gomez, I don't think he's in the top 3 centre-back conversation, even at Liverpool. I think Konate's better. I think Matip's better.
For me, I didn't really consider him because for me, he's not really overrated at this point. I think he's bad. Like in my books, he's even top 5. Okay, Van Dijk, Konate, Matip. They were playing Nat Phillips over my man. Fabinho can play centre-back. Seb van den Berg. He's like 7th maybe. So I couldn't really put him overrated.
But I feel like the name of Gomez, like people still think like he's in the conversation.
Yeah. Mav, do you have Gomez on your list?
I don't have Gomez on my list. I've actually got his partner Virgil van Dijk.
Bang! Wow. So do I.
I have him on the list because I can't lie to you lot. I cannot lie, and I've been saying this for time. He had an absolutely and I'm about to explain why, Jamie. Incredible season when Liverpool won the league. He had a great season the season after. This guy has been put in the Premier League 11 a best 11 ever by most people recently. He's been considered, and I've had conversations in my stream where people have outright said to me he is better than Sergio Ramos ever was, and I'm sorry, I've had enough of it. And I've said it multiple times.
Wearing off, fam. It's diminishing.
Multiple it is a bit of a popular
that
thing
United
though,
game,
right
man.
this second
but
meme
Amenyah,
no, this is not a right. I can't lie.
Back me on this one. I've
been there, bro, saying that Troy Deeney had him on the ropes, fam. So this is not even a
this ain't a new thing for me. I've been saying it for time, man. Like Van Dijk's meant to be in his prime, and nah, man. I'm sorry, I've had enough. I've had enough.
I can't lie. He's been protecting that silly stat for like
a lot of the time.
We get it. Nobody dribbled past you, man.
These
Well
best
done.
11s though, and things like that. It is ex-players that have played in the Premier League.
Yeah, because they've been heading the ball too much. That's why they think that this guy has to be the top 2 ever. For me, it's easy in the Prem, bro. It's Rio and Terry. It's not even like
it's not like you just don't go outside of that.
You can't just keep running away from players and then pretending that you're cold, fam. Like you just leaving the job to everyone else, and then you look at the ball like that with your hands behind your back. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah,
the United game kind of like solidified it. When my man was just staring right at Sancho, he could have gone. He could have gone and tackled him. He put his hands behind his back and he's looking at him and staring at him. Like,
does he think it's like Dragon Ball Z or something? How are you gonna stop the ball
Champions League final, and the guy's not trying to stop a ball into the box?
I think ever since Saliba arrived in town, Van Dijk's aura has just diminished greatly, and it's starting to become a bit worrying. But yeah, that was one of my centre backs. Yeah. I'll be honest, I could have gone for a variety of centre backs here because
same.
I had another one of his mates, Joe Matip. I think is overrated now, but that's another story. I think Konate is way better than him. I had Ezri Konsa, who I like, but again, he's been very dodgy recently. However, I had to go with one man. It's a new centre back. He shouldn't be playing there. His name is Lisandro Martinez. People keep on bringing. Let me speak then. Let me speak then. They're just saying no. Like it's Jamie Carragher.
Knew it was coming.
They're doing it like Jamie Carragher when Richarlison got wiped out, fam. I'm just hearing, people are just bringing these silly stats here, like 100% aerial duels here, and I'm watching the game. I'm thinking, no, I saw with my very 2 eyes he got beat, so I've looked into it more, and I've realized. The stat is bobbins. It only counts if both players jump and compete for the same ball. So when I've seen on 2-3 occasions,
when Saliba's stats are
long goal kicks, long goal kicks. Jay Adams,
I saw the stat saying Lisandro Martinez won 5 out of 5 aerial duels against Southampton.
Yeah, I was like, bro, come on, man.
Twice, Jay Adams testroyed him in an
aerial duel.
I promise you. So I knew it was bobbins from that moment.
For me, looking at those things, I'm not too concerned about. I know Ten Hag's mentioned.
I am saying people are saying that he's so like, it was so hard done by because look at these stats or whatever. That's why he's so good now. Like the turnaround.
I get what you're saying. I don't agree at all, but I get what you're saying. 100% get what you're saying.
And for example, in numbers here, one more thing. How many times have we seen they've played a through ball in between Malacia or Shaw and himself, and he doesn't. Like, the ball's played so slowly right next to him, and he's trying to reach to get it and stick his foot out, and he misses it. But then the player doesn't end up scoring. Nah, man. No, it happened more than... I can find footage of this, but this happened more than once. For me, go and play DM, you're a cold guy, or play left back, you're a cold guy, not centre back. Please.
Cannavaro, 5'9", 5'10", won a Ballon d'Or. Baresi, 5'9", is one of the best centre backs of all. You know, like, but people are literally saying his height is the only factor why he can't be a good centre back.
I agree.
That's absolute rubbish.
We haven't seen
rubbish.
When you have a goalkeeper his name is David De Gea behind you, yeah. Let's make this clear. We're talking about Ballon d'Ors and Cannavaro. When you have someone that is David De Gea behind you and a midfield in front of you that consists of, for those games, McTominay and whoever, Fred, or maybe like Casemiro now or something when that changes, it's very different.
Him and Varane are going to be, if they stay performing the way they have, are going to be the best centre-back pairing United have had for the last 2 years. So I just don't see how
that's not very hard, but we'll see. 60 million,
last 2 years, United specific.
Yeah, that's okay, and I expect that to be the case, but I still think he's overrated and it shouldn't be 60 M's or whatever, man, up in 65, 70 M's, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Who is your other centre-back anyway? Anyone, because that was my second team. So I got Van Dijk and Lisandro.
I've got a Aston Villa players in here. For me, I've gone with Tyrone Mings and Obviously,
So you're telling me about... You're just picking players that are bad. That's what I'm clocking now. You're just picking players that are bad.
No, like Tyrone Mings is the most obvious pick I've ever.
Yeah, come on,
like,
man. This guy's
Aston Villa
cheating,
fans don't want him in the team anymore. We haven't wanted him.
He
in
realised Scott Parker happened.
He was our
and I was just
captain
picking
last
bad
year,
players.
and we wanted him hooked. So that's
okay.
That's
But
let me explain.
You're telling me he's coming off last season, you know, being an England international and getting a lot of plaudits in some areas. You're still saying I can't overrate him for achieving that or doing that?
No,
rated
no
him
one
other than
rates him.
Gareth Southgate?
He's a donkey.
Nobody wanted him to play.
He's a donkey. Even
Everyone
Villa
was
fans don't rate
crying
him.
like, why is Tomori
He was our
not
captain last season.
there
We
or
didn't rate
anything?
him.
Am I not allowed to put someone on fraud watch that plays centre back for?
No,
a
you
Premier League
can.
club?
You can.
No, you can.
It's
You
just,
can.
it's very cheap. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Just because
Us Villa
this
fans
season
were saying Konsa should have been called up over him. We were all saying it, so I agree 100%. I think
That's someone that's
right.
a good one to pick, by the way. Konsa would have been a good one because my eyes are open, bro. He was very highly rated last year, but the last 4 or 5 months I've been seeing
He's been
mistakes.
shaky.
I can't lie.
But
So
he's
my
playing
eyes are
next to
open.
Mings, bro. What do you expect?
No,
Like,
of course.
all
That's why I
confidence
didn't
you're
pick him.
getting
I
out
didn't
of
pick him. Fairs. Okay, so T, your other centre back, sir.
I'm gonna go with someone that it kind of makes sense to go with. He's not that great at City. I can't lie. Diaz is just better than him. John Stones, man. John Stones is one of the worst CVs. I can't lie. Especially at City.
Huh?
This guy. What do you mean, huh, bro? John Stones has not been that good this season. Don't even try that one.
Do you know
he's
what?
played like how many games? he's
City
done
have
this
been dead.
season?
Do you know
City
what?
have been dead defensively.
This segues quite nicely. I've got the other player you mentioned. I've got Ruben
That's
Diaz.
what I thought you were gonna say.
Personally,
Yeah, I thought they were gonna say Ruben Diaz.
in mind. Reason being, City are better when it's Stones and Ake right now than when Diaz is on the
this
pitch.
is the thing.
Root of issues are coming from Diaz right now. Like Ruben Diaz needs to go back to his form because.
I get it with Van Dijk and Diaz. They're rated so highly, you could maybe try and pick something. But, like, I just can't bring it in me to just pick Diaz.
I'd have to say Ake is the best so far at the moment. I can't lie. Even based
I would
off
agree with that.
stats.
I think he's been the best centre back so far this season.
Yeah. We'll see. This is going to be an interesting one to develop, but yeah, fair enough. On to left back. Does anyone have one, or do I?
Surely we've all got the same one, though.
No,
Surely.
Definitely not.
No, I don't.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Certainly not. I don't think anyone. Has
I'm just gonna say it and not say much on it. I'm just gonna give you guys the name. Gilberto Carlos, tragic baller.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I agree with you. I think I made that one kind of clear with my last week when I put Malacia in the I guess underrated or stocks invested. I said he's gonna play more than Shaw, so I'm not gonna pick Shaw for this one because I kind of did the opposite last time. Someone that I'm gonna go with though. This guy, we spoke about him a year ago. It's a similar one to the Lamptey situation, yeah? Last year, he was very highly rated. Guys were gassing him up, young, up-and-coming baller. Since then, he's regressed, and he looks even horrible. I think Wolves have played Fulham, Tottenham, and Leeds so far. And this Ait Nouri guy, he looks like he doesn't even know what pitch he's on, bro. He's just making errors. Going forward, he's aight. But... Bro, defensively, I'm there thinking, hold on, is this? I keep on when we watch games and we're chatting in Discord or whatever, yeah. I'm asking these guys hold on, are you man sure that this Ait Nouri guy is meant to be good? Yeah. Because every time he plays, I'm just there bro, where's he being good? Maybe going forward, yeah, but Wolves that are meant to be quite good defensively, you're still looking dead. So my binoculars are out. He's not firmly on the bad players list yet, but my binoculars this season, Ait Nouri, we're watching, bro.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, Shout. I can't lie. Don't disagree.
Yeah. Jamie, who have you got as your left back?
I've gone with another Aston Villa player here, so I hope you boys don't mind.
God,
but no, to me, Digne is someone that at times has been mentioned as, in my opinion, I've seen it a lot. People saying best left back, not the best left back in the league, but up there. Yeah, I don't know how much the transfer fee, to be honest, I think is a shadow of his former self.
Yeah, Jamie's basically recording this video in 2020 because all his players were rated about 2 years ago. A little bit. And now no one rates them anymore.
Nori, when's he ever been rated?
Last
he
year.
was come on, he was defo rated. Ait Nouri was defo rated
the
as an up-and-coming youngster.
The only thing I'm going to say with Digne...
He still was last year. Digne was rated.
No, ever since Aston Villa, I can't lie. No one, even when he was
you don't think
Everton,
he could have gone to other places than Aston Villa as well?
No, he definitely, 100% he could have.
He can do, but he's been needy for ages.
People would have taken him at some of the big clubs. I'm not gonna lie.
The only thing I'll say is I promise you could put Andy Robertson at left back for Villa right now. He looks horrible. Don't care. I don't care what anybody says. Reason being is Gerrard is the most tactically inept manager I've ever seen in my life.
I might be jumping the gun here. This might be a out there one that's crazy, but I'm gonna say Maxwell Cornet. I can't lie.
What?
I'm gonna say
not even a left back.
I was gonna go with Digne because of how he's been performing recently and the performances he's been putting. Even towards the end of the last season, he wasn't even that great. But I just thought I'd go for an out there one.
No, do you know what? You can have him. Sure, we'll see what happens.
Because I'm not gonna lie, West Ham
never playing left back. So
no, I hear it. All right, so the way I've done it, I've got like basically 2 centre mids and then like an attacking mid. But I don't really care what kind of format you do it in. So I guess go for the one that will be playing the deepest of your trio. If I guess T, since you went last, you can go first on this. This guy played 4-4-2. What a rat. Okay. Is there a way to make this guy's got corner and he went 4-4-2 as well, fam? What are we doing, bro? Is there a way that you can adjust it to 4-3-3 whilst like Jamie gives his DM or something, or there's no way to?
Yeah. I mean, I can find a way easily.
Yeah, try that one, and then Jamie.
So at this point, stuff it.
I'll just drop a strike. I'll just drop a striker. It's all good.
All right, Jamie, your DM.
Look, this is one of those where I may be jumping the gun a bit because I haven't seen a lot, so I'm gonna this is gonna look really bad or really good.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with Everton's new signing Onana because it's a big transfer fee. I feel like other clubs were in from as well, and you know I think a lot of Everton fans would gladly say that he's a signing that is gonna glue the team together when it's starting week in week out, and is gonna fix a lot of their problems. For what I've seen already, I don't know if I would agree with that. And I don't know if I would agree with how highly he is valued on the market as well. Maybe when Everton get relegated as well, who knows? I think he could be put in that category.
Haven't watched him
he
enough.
will be their best player, but I don't think he's been dreadful from what I've seen. I know he's been highly rated though, so he definitely can be one to put on your forward watch.
Well, there we go. Yeah,
it's a very bold one. It's a very bold one. Yeah, I like it.
I'm happy for people either way after this, but I'm just from what I've seen so far and what I think of Everton as well. I don't think that he's gonna have the impact that people think. So yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. It's a sticky one because Everton's defense is, I can't lie, it's championship level. So it is going to be quite tough for the midfield in front to look even a little bit decent. But I hear it. I guess let's just wait and see. I can't really talk too much. It's only been a couple games and I haven't really paid that much attention. But my player, we all have certainly seen this guy substantially. This man, he's a trying very hard merchant. He's basically, he's Mark Noble, but instead of elite penalties, he got elite free kicks. It's James Ward-Prowse. Well done. You got a good free kick on you, mate. Well done. We don't need you at the World Cup because Trippier can take free kicks as well, so it's fine. What are you even there for?
Jamie, I'm not even entertaining this one. I'm not. I genuinely am not. I'm absolutely just not entertaining this one.
He's Scott Parker. He's Scott Parker, but with good free kicks.
Damn. This is one of those with me. He's like, he's a victim of being called James Ward-Prowse that plays for Southampton, in my opinion. I would not put him on fraud watch.
Bro, if you swapped
what an
him and
impact
Xhaka,
it's getting worse and worse.
Amenyah would love him, so I don't know why we're chatting. I don't even know why we're doing this.
Man, I'm talking about his name is like double-barreled English name, but I like Dewsbury Hall, so what now?
Underrated.
I think he's way better than
It's got nothing to do with his name. Double barrel. It's to do with the fact that he's 10 times the footballer that Xhaka is. That's for me.
No.
He's got everything Xhaka wishes he had.
James Ward-Prowse. Jamie said his name is James Ward-Prowse, therefore I don't like him.
No, I like Dewsbury Hall. No. I'm saying just.
So what's going on there?
Like if you had like a flashy name and a couple tattoos.
No, I don't care about people's names. I don't care about. I'm just saying Southampton just get worse and worse every year, and he's just there. Like, well done. Like, you're just there steering a sinking ship.
And he could be playing elsewhere.
Yeah, 100%.
If he plays for England, you know what? Good luck. When America pack you guys in, enjoy that one, innit? And that's what I'm gonna say. Man. When you get the Yanks just there, like elbow in your head with Ward-Prowse, have a lot of fun, man. But at least he'll run around quite a bit. Honorable mention, by the way, to Fabinho. That's what I'm gonna say.
Oof.
My eyes, my binoculars, they're ready for you, Fabinho, bro. You've got 1 year. My binoculars are there, but I'm gonna move on. Mav,
Really?
who is your DM?
So again, people keep giving me great segues into it, but we're gonna go with another Liverpool player who is well past his sell-by date, has been for a long time. I can't believe some of the shouts he got at one point, but it is Jordan Henderson. I'm sorry, that guy is finito.
I mean, come on now. If I'm getting roasted for putting obvious picks in here, like, come on.
No, that's not an obvious one. That's not an obvious one. I've been scrapping people for ages about Henderson being pants, and people ain't hear it. People haven't heard me once.
I feel like Henderson, everybody knows he's a cardio merchant.
They say that his passing is so underrated.
He's Gerrard level, bro. Like genuinely. Like,
show me one person.
No, they say he's a better captain. I don't think they say he's Gerrard level. They say he's a better captain than Gerrard, which is still nonsense. What? Tia, you ready for a centre mid for us now, sir?
Yeah, I'm kind of ready for a centre mid. This might be just because of how when I've been watching the games, he's been a bit inconsistent. And he's letting it slip a little bit. Declan Rice, man, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yes.
I cannot lie to you. I can't lie to you. He is. I don't know what's going on with him this year. I don't know what's happened. Maybe someone cast Juju on him or something, but he's just not there. Like, it's weird.
Brother again,
This is one for me. Is similar to other players we've spoken about. Is like West Ham have been tragic this year. So like it's like no one's really been good, and I'm not gonna chuck Declan Rice in that. Like, I'm not personally.
I think I'm gonna be with Jamie for this one.
I think he's playing the same level he's always played. It's just West Ham are playing bad, and multiple times, like big games. And I've been like, wait, what did Declan Rice do today? From a DM,
I disagree.
Right?
I think I've seen a lot.
That's it for me. He doesn't contribute to loads of goals. He doesn't do like an amazing amount of assists. You know, that side of things. Like, he just picks up the ball and passes.
I'm with Jamie on this one.
I think English tactics is a massive thing. I can't lie to you.
I think he's a victim of this video being recorded after like 3-4 games, because West Ham have been dead, right? They scored their first goal literally like 2 days ago or whatever day it was. Like, I hear that. I don't think that, okay, he missed a penalty, no one likes to miss penalties, but I don't think he's been like abysmal or dead or whatever.
I'm not even taking in the penalties.
I also think he has been lower than he was last year. He definitely was better last year. This isn't his regular level. I hear him being on the list though. It's a brave one and I like it, but I'm not sure I can agree with that one, because
I mean you've got James Ward on yours. James Ward has more to his game than Declan Rice, but I'm not going to get into that convo. But
anyway,
because people are just not going to hear it. I don't get why, but
right, no worries. Sure. Yeah, like I said, I pray on it. I really hope Ghana somehow qualify from their group, and somehow the matchmaking works that we play England. And I hope they play James Ward-Prowse, bro. We can. Oh man. Wow, what a day that's gonna be, bro. When we play that year and Jeffrey Schlupp manhandles that guy, bro. Jeffrey Schlupp will play centre mid and he'll dunk on Ward-Prowse's head. I can't wait, man. Wow, that guy's
is it
very
a small
average.
thing?
However,
is it too small, huh? Is that what it is? Is a height thing again? Oh, hang on a minute.
Not at all.
Thoughts on
Not
Messi?
at all. I don't even know what his height is. I can't lie to you. I don't even know what his height is. However, my other centre mid, I guess one of my centre mids is this one's very tough. Like I said, I had bare midfielders. This video is recorded a day before deadline day, so this is gonna get cropped. However, I think Tielemans is on his way to the carpet, so me and him, we've made up. We're good friends now. I've watched the footage. I think he's great. Ball progression, really good. You know, I don't think he can be on my list anymore. I think I've seen the light. Tielemans, what a player. And now I'm going to crop this. If he doesn't join on deadline day and he's still at Leicester, Tielemans, you're the captain of my fraud watch team. You are so average that you're not even an upgrade on Granit Xhaka. So you are wearing the captain's armband on my team. But if he has joined Arsenal, then Conor Gallagher, you are my centre mid. Welcome. Now, unfortunately for me, with Conor Gallagher, I had this video idea, like these back-to-back vids or whatever, done for like 3 weeks, the idea was, before that whole red card disaster. When I watched him in pre-season against Arsenal, within 2 minutes, I saw it, I said, nah, this guy is not Chelsea level. He was running around like a headless chicken, just flying into tackles for no reason. He's not Chelsea level. go back to Palace. You can do a little something there. But Conor Gallagher, you are on my list. Bang. There we go.
Well, I agree. And even I want to say, though, I think it's obviously popular to say now because of his start at Chelsea, right? Don't get me wrong here. But I think
that's what I'm saying. It's hard now,
even at Palace, I think there were some games where in the overall run of the game, like, I don't think he had that much of an impact. That's why I have in my team as well.
He was good last year, to be fair. He dragged Arsenal. I can't lie. He dragged us.
No, he was, but...
He was good.
This is the thing. He was good. I'm not saying Chelsea. He wasn't good, but I think he was pushed up to a point where I think it was always going to be hard for him to keep moving up from that point.
I'm so glad we have Rice in this list from someone while we've got Conor Gallagher being dragged after 3 games. Fair enough. I'm so glad we got Rice in here. I can't believe guys are saying Gallagher's a fraud and Rice is the best centre mid in the Prem.
No, this is even before. I think he's not Chelsea level. He's not Chelsea level. It's that he's not Chelsea. This is before we even before this red card thing. If you ask it anyone that watches me or whatever, I've been saying this during pre-season even.
He was literally Palace's 2nd best player last season.
He's not making that Chelsea.
Literally, that's it. There's no in and ahhing. Behind Zaha, he was their best player.
He's definitely not Chelsea level though.
He's not making it at Chelsea. That's my. He's not making it at Chelsea.
Mine is again a very simple one. Big John McGinn. I don't know what imposter they've replaced McGinn with, but I don't know what's happened.
I like him. Obviously, you watch him more than I do, so maybe he has been really bad, and I've not really noticed too tough because I don't really pay attention like that.
I've said this before on this podcast of how much I don't like him, of how much I don't want him at Arsenal, of how much I despise him. I've seen him, and I watched Leicester games last year. It's elements, man. Listen, this guy is awful, man. If this guy joins Arsenal, right, the look of disgust that will be on my face.
I cannot wait until Arsenal fans are singing this guy's name. I cannot wait.
I don't care, man.
Oh no, I'm shameless. Oh, if he's good, trust me, bro. I'm going to be saying, he's cold, fam. What a beast he is. I've always rated man. I don't care, bro. Attacking mids.
And I think this is one where it's KIs and all. It's because there's probably receipts of me on Twitter. Not comparing him to De Bruyne, right? But I did.
Yeah. You got the same as me. Yeah, thanks.
I'm putting this in because people that also know me and watch me is like a bit of soft spot for Man United, and it's someone that I have praised so highly, but has disappointed me a lot. Bruno Fernandes.
Horrible footballer.
I'm not going that far, but I think I saw him. I saw him as not just a good bowler, but also someone that was a leader that had that winning mentality.
I don't know how you ever seen leadership qualities from this whinge. I've never said he's a good footballer. I've always watched him for what he is. I've watched every minute. No, I've watched every minute of United play. The guy when we got hammered 6-1 by Tottenham was like, well, I mean, I scored a goal, so I think I personally did well. Embarrassing response.
I think if this was done before the start of last season, I would do it because I'm like, okay, you lot, like all the United fans, you still rate this guy, again, the KDB stuff. Now you're going to see this season. I think already at the start of this season, United fans in general know that, okay, he's not really that guy. And so because of that, my attacking mid, I'm still 50-50 right now because one is going to be chaos. One is more... Do you know what? I'm going to go for it, fam. My binoculars are out. They've been out on the slide for a while, but they're now firmly fixated on you, Mason Mount.
Nah, man.
I'm watching Mason Mount.
I actually thought you were gonna go with that one, man.
End the video.
I'm watching Mason Mount.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, like, hold on, like, what are you? You know that video of Henry, fam? Like, what is it that you're like excelling at? What is your position? Now, obviously, Thomas Tuchel, he likes to just be a bit funky and put anyone wherever he feels like, and Loftus-Cheek right wing back and that. But I'll start thinking, okay, so Mason Mount was playing like, I don't know, left forward or whatever in the front three, or sometimes Werner would play there. They brought in Sterling. Where's Mason Mount gonna be starting at this point? I look at him when he plays and I'm thinking, hold on. Yeah, what is it that you really do that's so amazing? And for England,
for me, this
let's
is
not
the
lie.
thing.
One of the
me-
worst.
What?
That
Wow.
tournament.
Yeah.
That tournament.
That's a bold one. Still,
Interaction.
that's a bold one.
No.
That's
Tell
a
me
bold
one
one.
player that's had a
Bomber.
worse overall tournament for England than Mason Mount in the Euros just there. What did he do? Nothing. He didn't
Harry
contribute
Kane.
a
Henderson.
single thing.
Jordan Henderson.
Harry Kane, Jordan
No.
Henderson.
No.
Emil
At least
Heskey.
Harry Kane when he's bad.
Emil
randomly
Heskey.
bad.
Holloway.
Emil Heskey has banged when they
Genders
packed
goes
Germany
Mason
5-1. So what are we doing? Emil Heskey bagged when they packed Germany 5-1.
this is the
I can
thing.
give you these things. Mason
the
Mount
problem.
doesn't do nothing for England, bro. Nothing. I'm not saying he's dead. Deep. I'm not saying he's dead right now.
No, but
I'm
this
saying
is the problem.
this season.
No, but this is a
I'm
problem
watching.
with Mount. Yes, he's been playing as like a left forward or an attacking, but he hasn't had the assists or the goals this season. But if you watch him, right, this is like an eye test. If you watch him, he has a huge impact for them. Like
Yeah,
work
like
rate
what?
up
He
and
was.
down.
Because I was being told last week
important
that,
might not
that
be the
this
one
guy
playing
this
the-
guy can
the
play
ball
for
get
Real
the
Madrid and
assist.
Bayern Munich, fam. You should be starting for Madrid and Bayern Munich. Like what's like?
No, we're not
what?
right.
He was so
that's-
important
that-
for
I don't
Chelsea
know
in their
who
Champions
said
League
that,
win, man.
man.
It was unbelievable.
Matt said that last week, bro. You're talking about Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, about any team in the Mason Mount. I'm just me personally, I'm not seeing what's so crazy. Maybe at the end of the year, I can revisit that and change it. I'm not saying he's dead. That's the thing. There's some guys in here that I think are dead. He's not dead. I'm just, I'm not really sure.
Nah, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't.
Does he? Should he start
He's
for
already
England?
shown
Should he start
us
for
he can
England?
score goals, whether that's close or from distance. He's shown us his
Should he
quality
start for
with
England, in
crossing
your opinion?
From dead pieces or open
assist
play.
them,
He's got an engine to
create
go up and
space.
down.
Like
I don't know,
attack,
man.
Should he start for
defend,
England
like he can
this
literally do
winter?
everything.
I
Like
think
literally
Mount's
do
more of
everything
an
in the
eye
midfield.
test for me than like statistics. Is one of those players.
Numbers and eye test.
Should
But
he
this is the
start for
thing.
England?
You look
Yes
at
or no?
Chelsea. You look at Chelsea this season. Yes, they haven't started well. Yes, they haven't looked good. But I don't think for Mount you can say that he's been dragged down still with the other guys. If you watch Chelsea this season, I still think
It's
one
not
of
just
those
his
guys that-
season.
He's
I'm
so
talking
important.
about last
He's so
season that
important to Chelsea.
I'm
So
watching.
important.
And I'll ask again for the 8th time. Should he start for England? Okay,
It's-
good. Let's continue.
Alright,
Who else?
alright.
My other 10 was gonna be Coutinho, by the way, because that guy Coutinho. With my eyes are on you, bro. But anyway, someone else give their attacking mid.
Great play. I'm gonna say Kai Havertz, man. I can't lie to you. I feel like he's living off of that. I feel like he's living off that Champions League goal too much, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, Ole Gunnar
Because there's
Solskjaer.
nothing-
Yeah.
There's nothing he's done.
Yeah.
He does
There's
remind me a
nothing
bit
he's
of Ole, to be fair.
Yeah.
He does.
All right, man. But he's just not that great, man. I can't lie to you. For somebody of his caliber, when I saw him in the Bundesliga, maybe it is Bundesliga tax, I don't know. But I kind of thought like he would have a great career, even away from Germany. But he just never really flourished where you thought he would flourish.
Yeah.
The guy is awful. I feel like it's probably his time, man. You never know.
Yeah,
I
hear
think
it.
it's his time.
I hear it. Nice. I definitely hear that one. Like I said, I still feel like if it wasn't for Mount, I'm going Coutinho. I still feel like a certain way about how they gassed up James Rodriguez, who dipped within a quick purple patch. This guy had like a slightly longer one. He's not doing it. But anyway, Aston Villa. I didn't want to put too many Villa players in. So Fez, that's our 10s. Now on to right wing. I feel like in this scenario, I'd like to see us go 4-4-2, but I don't think we will. So I'm gonna start.
I think a couple of us might be on
Go
the
on.
same train here.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't
I'll
know.
sing a little
We'll
song.
see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Oh, sa la 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 la.
Yeah. Look, no.
Running
my
down
goggles,
the wing.
my goggles are out. Yes.
I'm not even wearing goggles, bro. I don't even need goggles or any binoculars. I'm using my normal eyes. I can see it
But
already.
this is the thing, right? And we spoke about this on the last video when I said that Luis Diaz would have now a bigger impact for Liverpool than Salah. I'm not calling Salah bad. I just think
I
he's
hear
now
you.
on fraud watch, and I think he's not going to have that impact for Liverpool anymore.
Like, yeah, numbers wise, yeah, like you said, okay, last season he got I wrote it down, 47 goals and assists, right, in Premier and Champions League combined.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't even care. Even if you get 50
No,
or 60
yes,
or
I agree.
70,
No,
Agenda
you're
has to
still-
agenda. I hear
you're
it.
still dry. I can't lie.
No, this
But
is
I'll
what
even
I
tell
agree.
you, I'll shave off 20% of 47. What's that? I don't know, 38. He's not touching 38 goals and assists this season. I'll tell you that now. I'm shaving off 20%. I'm not rating this thing.
Yeah. I mean, I've said for a very long time now that Mane was way more important to Liverpool than Salah was, but I haven't got Salah down. I think Liverpool fans are realising Mane's importance finally now that he's left, and I really think that it's going to affect Salah, because same reason that Diaz scored the goals this weekend and Salah didn't, because Diaz is almost as selfish as Salah is. But the person I've put is a fairly simple one. I love this guy, but I really want to see numbers from him now. The binoculars are out. Obviously, United have just bought a right winger now as well to fill that slot. All of the requirements are in place. You've got Bruno Fernandes, Eriksen, Van der Beek switching into midfield, creating lots of opportunities. You're going to have a dynamic front three if Ronaldo goes.
Is this Eriksen Hag or something? Who are you picking at right wing?
It's going to be Sancho. It's about time the guy remembered how to dribble past someone, because I want to see him taking guys on. I want to see him creating stuff. I want to see him getting assists. If it's not goals because other people getting it, whatever, but at least get some assists, broski, please. Like, I beg of you.
Sancho, I get
I beg.
The only thing,
It's a little small goal assist, bro.
I beg. I actually beg, man.
I think the only way is up for him from here, though. This is the thing.
I want to see it. So the binoculars are on until he starts showing it again.
He is watching, to be fair.
I know he's got it in
Sancho,
there. I know he's got it in there.
T, you're a winger. Have you got any of ours, or you got your own guy?
Bro, it's Salah, man. It's Salah, man. Like, I can't lie to you. Since 2022 has started, that guy has legit turned into a ghost. I don't know what's happened to him. I don't know if it's down to just Liverpool, like
he tried to dye his hair in it, and it didn't even bang. He's still not getting the confidence back. He's trying to get a little blonde thing going, and it's not working, unfortunately.
Blood streaks. Nah, it's crazy. It is peak. It is peak. So Salah's on my team as well, man. I'm watching him.
On to a striker. Who would like to begin with their striker?
I think I'll just get mine out of the way, because look, T picked him as a 10. The only reason I picked him as like a false 9 is because he's kind of been playing there for Chelsea, and I don't really know his position. And the reason I picked Havertz, yes, you could say it's like an obvious one, but it's once again someone that I didn't want to jump the gun with. Like, people were saying straight away, like it was one of those where I was like, I want to see more. I want to see more. I think I've come to the conclusion that he's just a luxury player. Like, he's not what Chelsea needs starting for them. So I don't know. He's on heavy fraud watch to me.
Agree,
bro. The Bundesliga is very scary, man. Like, I was even giving it. I'll be honest with you. I was giving time to Timo Werner, man. I thought, like, surely, like, eventually he's making all these runs. Like, you know, eventually it will click. It never clicked, bro. It never clicked, and then he went back to Germany. He's bagging again. So I hear the Havertz one. Me personally, I haven't put him in. Mav, who is your striker? Is it Havertz or is it someone else?
Mine isn't Havertz. Mine is Darwin. Darwin.
Yes.
So
it's reasons. 3 of the best. He's made them pay.
I'm not backing this one. I would have put it out there. I'm not backing this one.
Do you know what? The sole reason is I've been watching him in pre-season. I've been watching him in training sessions. I've watched him obviously get wound up by Anderson.
In training sessions? Where were you?
No, I think he means he saw clips of training, not quite watching the training.
Just hunting this down, man. That's crazy.
No, the training sessions that they had and stuff like that.
You were there?
I watched that. No, I watched that stuff. It's on. They like broadcast it on like Twitter and stuff. I've been watching that stuff because why not? I was bored, bro. No football was on. But anyway,
I think he means that clip, of like 20 seconds where he misses like 3 sitters in the training. I don't think he means he watched it.
No, Amenyah, I actually mean the full session being streamed on Twitter. I was that bored.
Come on.
My goodness,
When
man.
have we been judging
trenches?
players on that?
Trenches.
No. But
Trenches. That's crazy.
I've listed like 6 things. Relax.
Wow.
You can't say I'm judging of just. I've listed multiple things, man.
Wow.
Anyway, you've butted in. Let me finish. Let me finish, man.
Okay.
So I can't put Gallagher off of the Arsenal team, but you watched the pre-season
Shut up, man.
training shooting drill.
Anyway, yeah, because I actually tried to watch this stuff, so I have some football knowledge, you know. But anyway. But yeah, and for me, I don't know how much I don't know how much time he got on the ball in the Portuguese league, but the guys touch and finish just isn't there right now. His attitude isn't there. I don't really know what he's got to give. But what I will admit, and I'll say with multiple players, this is what Klopp is fantastic at. He's fantastic at getting players that have some attributes that are decent, that they're raw, and turning them into incredible players. You know, Andrew Robertson is a prime example of that. He got relegated with Hull. No one would have rated him. He's now one of the best left backs in the world. And he's done it multiple times with players. Obviously turned Sadio Mane into what he did, Salah into what he has, Firmino into what he was for a season.
He didn't turn Immobile into. He didn't turn Immobile into something crazy, man. He turned Immobile. Immobile was not doing well under Klopp. Immobile was doing awful. Immobile.
Oh yeah, cool, whatever. But we're not talking about Immobile. We're talking about.
Liverpool. You're saying that all these players, man's changed, but like,
what's got to do with nothing?
No, because you're saying that he's changed all these players, and like, Klopp can change these players and
he can. He can get the best out of them in the systems.
I haven't been jumping on the fraud, this, that. I haven't been jumping on that straight away. I know it's like, look, it's been probably the worst start to the season he could have imagined with, you know, the red card and everything like this. But I think you got to give him a bit more time. I'm not putting him into that category just yet. So yeah,
I mean, guys
but the fraud watch is giving him time.
I can't lie.
I am giving him time by putting him on the fraud watch because that's the whole point of it. Right? I want him to prove it because guys were saying he's going to come in and be as good as Haaland, and I was
being told doing that.
So I
was being told that Haaland's gonna be a flop and Darwin Núñez is gonna be way better than him. I don't know why, man. People
like
are funny,
I said,
man.
I'm giving him time, innit? I'm watching him closely. So he's on my fraud list for now. His finishing seems a bit suspect, but he's on my fraud list for now.
The issue I have with Núñez, I also have Núñez as my striker. I feel like the same as Salah, bro. He's gonna bag goals. Like, I know that, so it's not me saying he's not gonna score. He's gonna struggle. He's gonna bag goals. But it's gonna just look dead, and I like strikers. But this is
the thing, though. What are people expecting from Núñez? Because I think another thing is people are saying he won't score goals.
So they're saying chat to Haaland first of all, which is not gonna do.
Okay.
Let me go out on a limb, and I'll say he won't touch 20 in the Prem.
I could see why, but I'm not gonna go there personally just yet.
No, I get that.
I think Jamie, it's because you weren't there watching the training session with us, bro. That's why.
Maybe I saw this compilation. Maybe that's why I want to stick with him even more, because I've seen that stuff and it's like I don't wanna. It's like, you know.
No. Listen. Even if he bags the 20, I just don't like him stylistically. It's like he's got incredible movement, so he will bag many goals, even if they're just like, you know, against Fulham. When him and Salah were playing ping pong, bouncing off each other's kneecaps, and then the ball was going in. They're going to keep on doing that. But I'm not going to enjoy watching him like, say, like a Torres at Liverpool or other guys at Liverpool that I'm not going to mention. Even like Sturridge and that, bro. Like, no, not that guy, man. All right, then. On to the left wingers. I'll start with this one because it's a bit controversial, but I think somebody on the panel might be joining me. But listen.
Yeah,
I hate that it has to be him because before I start, this guy, he's incredible. He's amazing. I'm not going to take away anything he did. Anything he did in Champions League, I'm not going to take it away, right? It's marvellous. However, he is another one of those players that because he plays at City, he can disappear for ages. Nobody will notice, and he'll randomly pop up in June with Ballon d'Or nominations. Phil Foden, I'm sorry, but this season, my binoculars...
My binoculars are out.
They're targeted in your direction.
I promise you, they're out in force.
They're targeted in your direction. Phil Foden. Philip Foden.
I promise you.
Fair enough.
I promise you, they're out in
Ballon d'Or it is time for him by the end of this season to no longer be in that top 3 youngsters convo with the Mbappe, Haaland, and then Foden's next up.
Absolutely. That's what that. So
that's why I say overrated.
I want to clarify that because I know people are not even going to listen and they're still going to come at me and you for this. I am not saying that he is as fraud as in a bad player. What I'm saying is this guy has been categorized with Haaland and Mbappe for the last 2 years now, and previously the reason I let it slide is because he wasn't starting week in, week out. Pep was doing what he does, which was giving him time to settle in, starting him sometimes, starting him, not starting him, so on and so forth. This guy is starting week in, week out now, and again, I said this.
3 games,
I said this.
4 games.
No. I said this last season. I said this last season as well, towards the end of last season. Phil Foden's decision making is among the worst in the City attackers. To be considered in the top 3 young players you have to have decision making
No,
at the
but I
elite
think the
level,
reason
and he does
why,
not have
no,
it.
I
He
think the
does
reason
not have
why
it.
has been, and this is a lot with young players and people putting them in, is because of the potential, right? This is the thing. It's like,
Yes,
yeah,
I
they're
get that.
showing bits now, but it's what they can. They
I
look
get
for in a
that.
young player.
But
So for
Jamie,
me,
Yeah, but
Jamie,
right
in terms
now
of
we're
his
saying that
potential,
we're not seeing the
he's
same
not,
thing
he's
as
nowhere
those
near
two.
that yet. He hasn't been.
No,
he
he's
hasn't
not.
shown.
He's not. But Jamie, he is put with Haaland and Mbappe. He is literally almost single-handedly part of the reason that City are out of the Champions League. But no one wants to admit that. Anyway,
Nah, I don't want to say that one because no, I can't lie. He also
multiple people messed up as well. But come on, like he
did.
missed.
No, he was good in Champions League.
I don't
He
know.
missed a couple.
No, he was. But
he
that
kept
one,
them in as well.
those two legs specifically, he's been incredible multiple times as well, which is where people will get it twisted. But for me, now he's got Haaland next to him.
Right,
I'm
like,
talking
personally, I've maybe got a soft
25
spot for him.
plus to even be considered
25
where people
plus.
are putting him. Yeah,
Maybe I've got a soft
he's
spot,
left
but
wing for
To
City
be
with
honest,
Haaland
yeah, I
next
can't
to
lie.
him.
You are in
He
the
has to
most
get 25
comfortable.
plus, bro.
You are in the most
Has to
comfortable
be.
environment ever. Like at Man City, you literally could not ask for a better
I'm sorry,
tailor-made
but
environment.
do you
We'll
see
see.
what
And
now with
Kulusevski
Haaland.
did in half a season last year?
You saw
Okay,
what happened.
He's
He
incredible, and I
he
love
went
him.
to England.
Okay.
He did his hair like Gaza. Nice blonde
nothing.
hair. It
Again,
looked cool.
another player.
You hit
England,
the post
he's
one
knackered.
time and did
he's
nothing.
knackered for
He did
England. He's
nothing.
poor. He's poor for England.
Nothing.
Poor.
True. He's
All of
terrible.
Rashford,
He's terrible.
Sterling, Saka, and Sancho, all four of them do more than Mason Mount and Phil Foden for England.
Absolutely,
and have been
absolutely.
doing so.
And
By
Likewise.
far the best talent that England have. I'll put it that way.
What?
Good for him.
What?
Whoa.
How? I would agree with that statement, but on what grounds? On what grounds? Because he plays for City. That's it. Saka produces more for Arsenal than he does for City. You know, you've got
Producers, this
Jude
is the thing,
Bellingham.
when
You
we're
know,
talking
guys
about
like this.
producing,
Like, come on.
If you watch Phil Foden,
even
it
Mason
is obvious
Mount.
to me by watching him play football that he can go to a higher level than anyone else for England right now playing football. Especially the
I
youngsters.
agree.
It's
I
clear
agree.
to
The
me.
Yeah, but so let me
potential
see that though.
No,
But let me
no,
see that.
Just put up this number and okay, cool.
I agree.
But like, that's not what
I
I'm saying.
agree. I agree.
No,
The
but let me
potential's
see
there,
that
but
from Foden,
I said
'cause
this is the problem,
I think
and
we'll
it's
see
not
it.
happening to me again. I said this for Rashford because the same was true of him at one point. Look where he is now. Potential is great. You've got to cash it in. It doesn't matter what your potential is. Ravel Morrison had potential to be the best player at Man United when they were the best team in England. He didn't make it. So potential's great. I
know what I
can't
mean?
cash in potential anymore. I need goal contributions. I need
Potential ain't
performances.
gonna pay the
Potential
bills
ain't
for
enough
us,
anymore.
sadly.
I don't care about where he could end. I need him to end there for him to stay up where people have put him. That's
If I invest
That's
my
it.
stocks in Foden and I tell the bailiffs, oh, just there's potential, they say, get out, give me your TV now, give me that bed of yours, your wardrobe is going. They're not going to be fed off of potential. We need to, at some point, you have Erling
Who
Haaland.
would you rather,
best environment.
in your team? Would you rather Saka or Foden?
No, give me Foden still, but you're not hearing my point. I'm
No,
not
I
putting
wanted to
Saka
hear
with
that.
Haaland and Mbappe.
I wanted to just hear
no
that
one's
because
putting Saka as top 3 in the world. So
No, but I was wondering if
no
I
one
was going to
is.
hear something else. But
Foden's still the guy, so you're not hearing what we're saying. We're not saying he's dead.
No,
We're just
no,
saying
no, no, I get
to
it, I
be
get
in
it,
the
I get it.
convo.
He
of
No, this is
Ballon
where-
d'Or.
Okay,
Ballon
I
d'Or.
can
You
see
can't be
where
getting
you're
Ballon
coming
d'Or with that.
from. I can see where you're making your points from. I can. I've
Winger.
gone with another Englishman. However,
God.
he's not a young talent. It's someone that's moved from Man City to Chelsea. And I don't want to take anything away of, I think, how Sterling is for England. But I think Sterling, we talk about comfortable environments. For me, at City, he could be in a lot of positions where he could miss chances, or he could be, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, with the ball, wasteful.
Alright, but what about Liverpool? What about Liverpool?
What?
You're saying he had like a comfortable environment. He was playing at Liverpool, and he was still like that was even him, even younger, and he was tearing it up when they had the SAS. So I wouldn't say Sterling just has that one environment thing because he's done it at City, done it at Liverpool, and done it at England as well.
I've said he has performed with England. I'm just saying, I think for Chelsea, he's not going to be that guy.
Yeah, see, that's where it's mad for me. I think Sterling is a better player currently than Foden. Currently, if on their best day, I would rather pick Sterling
disagree.
on his best day right now.
Yeah,
I don't
this
think he's
is
going to be the
where
main
they're
guy.
It's
at
just
hard
Chelsea.
with a lot
Yeah,
of these
it's
players
Thomas
because you
Tuchel.
end up making like I've talked about a lot of players in here. It's like, yeah, it's not like I hate them or I don't like them. It's just that I think that you know.
Yeah.
No,
Of
I
course,
agree.
of
No,
one of
that's the
those.
mad thing. I agree. I understand. Again, with like the Foden one, I understand why he picked it.
T, your left winger, sir, to round it off for us.
This might be obvious, but his gritty is just as bad as his football skills, man. I can't lie to you. Christian Pulisic, bro. That guy is. I can't lie to you. The potential that he had, that people were touting him for, and all that press coverage and everything else, everything that was stacked upon him, and all of this, and he's just never lived up to it. He's just been terrible. He's never been a
lot of players sold us with that COVID era, man. When there was no fans, 100%. A lot of players fooled us, bro. It's crazy. Well, there we have it. Some similar players in there, some very, very different ones. It's going to be interesting. These videos, I like them because in half a year, in a year, we can revisit and see, maybe even in 2 days, because guys like Scott Parker might get sacked. So you never know what happens.
I'm going to leave that down, man. But I was going to go with Solanke, but you know what? I reckon I'm going to go with Parker. It's just obvious.
That's so unfortunate.
But yeah, this was a very interesting one. Hopefully you, man, enjoyed it. If you did, make sure the more likes, the merrier, then the more views and everything. And if you haven't subscribed already for whatever reason, go and press it now and be polite. I never really asked, like, go and press that button. Go follow all these men on their socials if you haven't already as well, on their Twitches and Twitters and blah, blah, blah. Next week, finally, the window is closed, which means we're going to finally bring you lot our finalized Premier League predictions for the season. There's no going back now. The window will be closed. Other than that, yeah, have a great week. Cool. In a bit. Bye. Safe.